Hello, good evening, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. And we have a couple matters that we want to discuss today, and we'll be going through them one by one. First and foremost, let me say a big shout out to the Reggae Girls. Fantastic showing the other night at the BMO Stadium as they were defeated by the Canadian team by 2-1. It was a great experience. I hope and I prayed we would see something similar to what we saw at the BMO Stadium in Toronto. First, let me know if you can hear me, folks. If you can't hear me, let me know in the comment section, please. We're checking out the audio. But the Reggae Girls, we have some big news coming from the Reggae Girls camp / the JFF, as the head coach Lorne Donaldson, it was announced a little bit earlier today that he has been relieved of his duties. Well, he didn't come to an agreement with the Jamaica Football Federation, and as such, both parties decided to go their separate ways. This was something that's been brewing for quite some time. I spoke with Mr. Donaldson a couple of days ago, and if you didn't get the chance to watch that interview, you can go ahead and check it out. It's on the channel. But yeah, we spoke with him. He indicated that he didn't want to speak much on his contract, but he did tell us that there was an upcoming meeting which occurred a little bit earlier today based on the reports that came out. So he met with the Jamaica Football Federation. They didn't agree on the terms, and as such, it was decided that the parties go their separate ways. Now, I also spoke with members of the team, of the Reggae Girls team, and I won't state the names here, but I spoke with them during their time in Canada, and it was also indicated that a couple of Reggae Girls players are out of contract as well come the end of the week, so today / tomorrow. So we may probably not see some of the girls play for the team if a contract isn't brought forward or if something isn't agreed. Additionally, a couple members of the team indicated that if the coach went, they wouldn't be returning either. So there is a big level of camaraderie among the team. A number of folks there, the respect for Lorne Donaldson is through the roof. And having met him personally, I must say he's a very approachable gentleman. He's very respectable. He's just the model human being, and I must say it. Like, if you know him, if you've met him, you would definitely appreciate him as well. All right, so remember, folks, smash the like button as soon as you join the stream. If you're new to Halftime TV, remember, subscribe to the channel as well. Right, so as I said, so Lorne Donaldson, he is no longer the Reggae Girls coach. He's no longer the head coach for the Reggae Girls. A couple of days, well, later on in next month, the Reggae Girls have a couple of fixtures coming up as well, and that's for the Gold Cup qualifiers. So a couple of games coming up quick and fast. I think the games four days within each other, and then we have late November again in the next international break, early December for the next set of games. So a lot of games coming up for the Reggae Girls. But I must say, I am disappointed, because based on what Lorne Donaldson did with the Reggae Girls, I expected him to be at the helm, and having seen it firsthand, level of respect that he commands from the players and how the team treats him, I expected him to be there for the long haul. Again, what we saw, and I have a couple more things that I want to discuss as well, and in particular, it's the marketing and the promotion of the Reggae Girls team, because being at BMO and seeing 30,000 fans turn out for a female team, right? It's women's soccer. Usually the numbers are less than what's on the male side, and when we came out, we saw 29,000, I think 213 people come out to watch the Canadian team, and I must say it was very commendable from the Canadian fans, and also kind of showed us up as well. looking in the stands, I saw Mike Ricketts, Olivia Babsy Grange was there as well. They were in the delegate box. After the game, Olivia Grange, she was on the field of play. She was greeting the players. And you can check out those. I have a couple of photos posted on the Instagram page as well as on the Twitter page. But that aspect of it was good. There was also the aspect where a little bit of drama. And if you checked out Ryan LFC's channel, you'll see what I'm talking about. I won't go too much into it because, again, I think it was just one of those things, right? But the Reggae Girls being without Lorne Donaldson for the upcoming games, I'm curious to see who's going to be next in line and if that person is willing to take the job as well. Because I personally think the Jamaica Football Federation, they would prefer if someone who Jamaicans would say he likes to take press or is easily pressed takes the job. I'm waiting. I think Lorne again was a perfect man for the job, having seen what he did at the World Cup, having seen him come back to Jamaica with the Reggae Girls team to a virtually empty national stadium. And again, I'm going to get to that because Mr. Dennis Chung, and I hope I'm wrong, but based on the conversations that I've had with multiple members of the team, it appears that what we saw at the National Stadium was solely because of Dennis Chung and his approach to the Reggae Girls. I'll get into that in a second. Again, these are conversations that were had. I met a number of the Reggae Girls. I met a number of the coaching staff members, and the experience was good. I was glad to have met them, but the stories were heartbreaking, and seeing what the Reggae Girls did at the World Cup, one would expect them to be treated far, far better. Again, number of the girls still haven't been paid, and you've seen it floating around on YouTube going into the game at the National Stadium. I'm going to talk about this because there was, I think Sportsmax brought on a marketing specialist who spoke about it. And when the team got to Canada, I was speaking to a couple of the members, and they were expressing their dissatisfaction at the Jamaica Football Federation's approach to marketing the Reggae Girls. Now, look at it this way, all right? And I, on Monday during a training session with the Reggae Girls were training at the BMO field, I was speaking with a couple of members, and they were speaking about their experience in Canada so far and how the marketing was done. Now, they got to the hotel that they were staying. Big up the Marriott, very welcoming. The staff there, amazing. So they got to the hotel. In the elevators, there were flyers of the game. In the lobby, flyers of the game. At the bar, there were flyers of the game. Jamaica versus Canada at the BMO field, X time. And these are small cards. So it's nothing exorbitant. It's nothing too expensive. Just small cards. Hey, Tuesday night, Jamaica versus Canada. Tuesday night, Canada versus Jamaica. However way you want to put it, at the BMO field. And it's starting this time, right? Now, simple stuff like that, and I'm watching the Sportsmax interview with the marketing specialist. She indicated that the game at the National Stadium should have been treated like a homecoming. And I agree with her. Because the Reggae Girls, they did what no other Caribbean female team has done, or male or female team has done. They made it out of the first round of the World Cup, right? They made it out of the first round, and if we should check back on the scalps that they took in getting there, it's quite commendable. It made it even more impressive, right? So now we should a homecoming, right? This is the first game back on home soil since the World Cup, so one would expect them to be treated differently. And based on my conversations, I was told that Mr. Dennis Chung indicated that he would prefer to have 1,000 fans in the National Stadium at $5,000 per ticket rather than 2,500 fans at $2,000 per ticket, because that would then mean he would have to hire security guards as well as to manage the crowd that's in the National Stadium. So whenever we don't see the numbers throughout in the national stadium. I don't want folks to say, oh, we're not supporting female football and we're not supporting the national team. It is being handled, and it's the approach that's been taken by those internally, those who are pulling the strings, those who are making the calls. These are the individuals who are causing all of this. Because, for example, the reggae girls are coming home. I think charging $1,000, and this is a conversation that I had with a number of the players. I had with members of the team as well. Charging $1,000 per ticket, right? Mind you, this is a reggae girls team, right? A lot of folks in Jamaica, they still aren't familiar with most of the players who play for the Jamaica national team, the female team, right? $1,000 per ticket, or even $1,500 for grandstand, and maybe $500 for bleachers. Just a show of appreciation. Treat it like Grand Gala, right? Treat it like Grand Gala. We're happy to see the girls. We're glad that they're back home. We appreciate what they did for the team. That sort of approach. And the marketing specialist even went as far as saying, invite a couple of artists, the Valiants, the Jada Kingdom, invite them out. And I'm sure a couple of them would be willing to just come out and show their support for the girls, or show the girls some love, right? No, that's not the approach we're taking. Even one of the players even suggested just put in some small flyers on the door of KFC, because KFC, I think, is one of the most traversed businesses in Jamaica. So you put some on Mobi, you put some in a couple of the KFCs in Kingston, just so people know that the national team is playing and the time and who they're playing against. Again, a lot of people didn't even know that the Jamaican females were playing. And in addition to that, those who love football, and for example, if I'm not even sure how much minimum wage is at now, but say for instance, minimum wage is $15,000, right? Just for argument's sake. I'm not sure. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. Say for instance, minimum wage is $15,000. Why would I then pick up $5,000 out of my $15,000 to buy a ticket to go see the reggae girls, and I know nothing about them? I don't have any insight on nothing, right? There isn't any promotion, there isn't any marketing, nothing is done. Not even some one-on-one with some of the girls to say, hey, okay, this is Khadija Shaw, this is Rebecca Spencer, this is nothing, right? So it's, I think the approach, and this is not me bashing the JFF, because I'm not one to come on YouTube or on social media in general to create a scene and to cause chaos or that sort of thing. That's not me. I'm just here to share my opinions, and you can agree, you can disagree, it's over to you. But it's simple things like these, right? Make someone want to come out and watch the team. Create a demand for it, because if there isn't a demand for it, then how come you're charging $5,000 per ticket? How come you're charging $5,000 per ticket? People don't even know that much about the girls, and you're charging $5,000 for folks to come out and see them. Doesn't make any sense. And again, and I'll go back to the conversation that was had. And I was told Dennis Strong had this conversation with a number of the players as well as other members of the team. He indicated that he'd prefer have 1,000 fans in the national stadium at $5,000 per ticket than 2,500 fans at $2,000 per ticket. Doesn't make any sense. And I think this approach is what's causing the downfall of the football right across the board, both on the men's side, on the female side. This approach is what's limping the development of the football from the national teams. And unless we change this approach, and initially when Dennis Strong came on board, he had all the right things to say. He was the new face of the Jamaica Football Federation. They put him forward because Mike Ricketts was constantly under fire. And I've grown to realize that the respect that he commands, especially from those who are a part of the team, is next to non-existent. So something needs to be done. We need to show the team's love if we expect that energy to be reciprocated. Because right now, based on what we've seen from the national team, both male and female, at the BMO and at the national stadium, it doesn't look good. And unless we change our approach, we're gonna end up right back at square one. All this progress that was made under Lorne Donaldson and all this progress that was made under the stewardship of Cedella Marley, we're going to get right back to square one if we don't change that approach. But again, that's me. That's my opinion. Halftime TV here. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and feel free to share your opinions in the comment section. Big up yourself, Elite Sports. We'll talk soon. Peace out.